great 13th day or 14th day of October. 1:11 in the morning, in the twilight hours. The night is still young. Just came from outside. It's NYC, man. I'm full, I'm tired. But you know what? We set a goal, and even though we didn't do it on the 13th at that hour, we're gonna do it right now. It's a great day. We're alive. So we still got an opportunity to be consistent. Proverbs of King Solomon. Oh, yesterday or a few hours ago was Friday the 13th, which, as those that follow loyally and watch what I post seen, yesterday marked exactly 6 years from my first fight, which was on a Friday the 13th in 2017. That was my first fight. That was the first, my first fight towards cultivating this warrior, this warrior spirit. I don't got this shirt because of any basketball team. I got this shirt because I like the fact that it says warrior. And I feel, I know, I am, I do the work, I speak, I see, and I love the fact that I have taken it upon myself to consciously and mindfully cultivate this humble and gentle warrior concept, personality, persona about myself. Better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war. I always felt like a coward, never like a warrior. Though something in me just burned with a fire that it was like, nah, you can't be that you're feeling, man. You're greater than that. And so here we are, an awesome individual. Proverbs 13 of King Solomon, the soul of man. A wise son heeds his father's instruction, but a scoffer does not listen to rebuke. A man shall eat well by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the unfaithful feeds on violence. He who guards his mouth preserves his life, but he who opens wide his lips shall have destruction. The soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. A righteous man hates lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and comes to shame. Righteousness guards him whose way is blameless, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. There is one who makes himself rich, yet has nothing, and one who makes himself poor, yet has great riches. The ransom of a man's life is his riches, but the poor does not hear rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoices, but the lamp of the wicked will be put out. By arrogance comes nothing but strife, but with the well-advised is wisdom. Wealth gained by dishonesty will be diminished, but he who gathers by labor will increase. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when the desire comes, it is a tree of life. He who despises the word will be destroyed, but he who respects the commandments will be rewarded. The law of the wise is a fountain of life to turn one away from the snares of death. Good understanding gains favor, but the way of the unfaithful is hard. Every prudent man acts with knowledge, but a fool lays open his folly. A wicked messenger falls into trouble, but a faithful ambassador brings help. Poverty and shame will come to him who disdains correction, but he who regards a rebuke will be honored. A desire to accomplish is sweet to the soul, but it is an abomination to fools to depart from evil. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. Evil pursues sinners, but to the righteous good shall be repaid. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Much food is in the fallow ground of the poor, and for lack of justice there is waste. He who spares his rod hates his son, but he who loves him disciplines him promptly. The righteous eat to the satisfying of his soul, but the stomach of the wicked shall be in want. Do some highlight here. Right there, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 main ones. One of my favorite ones that has been showing up recently. There is one who makes himself rich, yet has nothing, and one who makes himself poor, yet has great riches. There are many people that in their desire to gain more and more material things, they leave themselves empty of experiences because they focus on the tangible things that cannot fulfill the soul. Yet there are those who make themselves poor. They give all that they have, mental space, material resources, energy, attention, and time, but they do it in such a mindful fashion that rather than wasting their life, they're investing their life back into life, and so they reap the rewards and the dividends of their investments. Give with good intention, wholeheartedly and without expectations. Give with love. Charitableness is one of the virtues that balance the vice of greed. Every prudent man acts with knowledge, but a fool lays open his folly. People of knowledge know when to bite their tongue, when to stop talking. They know how to read the room. A fool does not know so. Does not know how to read the room. He cannot gauge when people do not want to hear what they want to talk about, what they want to get off their chest. Their feelings are always on their shoulders. They always let the world know too much. And so they incur from the world pity and judgment that is better left, you know what I'm saying, never claimed, never requested. You don't want pity from the world. That is the worst thing that you can get, especially as a man. He who walks with the wise will be made wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. They say that we are the likeness of the 5 people we most hang around with. If we hang around with 5 thieves, 5 murderers, 5 frivolous spenders, we will be the 6th. If we hang around with 5 wise, intelligent, prosperous, goodwill, loving, and just individuals, it is more likely that we will be the 6th, because habits rub off on people, good habits as well as bad habits. It might not take you one day to fall into that, into that vicious cycle, into that vicious addiction. It might not take you one day or 1 week or a year to develop the good habits, the good faith-based habit, fitness-based habit, relationship, mindful capacity to cultivate relationship with your family, with your friends, with finances, with your visions of your future. But hang around those individuals long enough and your frequency and your vibration will be elevated in kind to those that you are investing or spending your time and energy with. And keep in mind, correct a child and direct him in the way that he should go, and it is less likely that that child will go astray. But spare the rod from your child. Avoid disciplining him promptly when they mess up, and you are damning their souls and bodies to evil, to hell, to vices innumerable. Correct the child promptly. Do not spoil your children. That is the worst thing that you can do. Give them what they need and what they deserve and have earned, not what they want. They don't need what they want. They need what they deserve. If they behave in a manner that means that they don't deserve certain things, do not give it to them. Do not spoil a child. You ruin a child when you spoil them. You can see it all around us. Our society today, most of the people between the ages of 18 and 50, with bad attitudes, are undisciplined, rude, always walking around with this victim mindset and victim complex. They have been spoiled. If they were not spoiled by their parents, they have been spoiled by this system. Not everybody has the awareness to correct themselves. Not everybody has the awareness to understand when they need to work on their personality or on their character. Not everybody understands the importance of working on their body, of having a fit body, of believing in themselves and believing in others and believing in the possibility of a better world. A lot of people do not understand the value and power in these kind of things. And moving on purpose, with a purpose, for a purpose, so that life can have purpose and meaning. Most people are like sheep. They need to be directed. 85% of the population of the world is like a sheep that needs to be directed. If it is not directed and shepherded properly, they will run off a cliff looking at one another's ass, never lifting up their head to see if they're actually going in the right direction. Most people are not self-directed. They are not self-reliant. They are not conscious enough to think for themselves. They simply do what they see the person next to them doing, and they just go along to get along. They don't like to ruffle any feathers. They would rather be told what to do than to think about what they have to do. Life is much simpler to them in that way. And always keep in mind that a good man leaves an inheritance not just to his children, but to his children's children. And that inheritance is not always simply material. That inheritance could be the structure and order that you design for your life. Design a structure and order that is so sound and solid that it continues to impact your children's children's children. It influences your sons so much that they see the value and imparting those same lessons in the same mindful and loving fashion that you imparted it onto them, to their children, so that their own children also can see the value and impart it onto their children. And so it becomes a generational investment that removes and reduces the possibility of generational curses. Generational wealth in the form of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That is our reading for the evening. Mission accomplished. May y'all have a great evening. It's been your guy, Sosa, aka Super Conscious Thoughts, Super Conscious Living. Blessings and love.